You are born as a mosquito, an egg laid in a stagnant puddle, an old tire, or a rain-filled flower pot. You hatch immediately into a larva, a tiny, wriggling filament with a single, massive purpose: to filter, feed, and survive. Your entire world is a cubic foot of water contaminated by bacteria, algae, and your own tiny siblings. You are constantly eating, breathing through a tiny siphon tube you must poke through the surface film. This surface is the threshold of your universe, and a threat. Any shadow that breaks the tension: a dragonfly nymph, a diving beetle, a small fish, means the end. You dive frantically, your life a series of manic, jerking escapes. After a few days of non-stop consumption, you curl into a pupa, a comma-shaped tumbler that can no longer eat. You have become pure potential, a silent waiting machine. You float, entirely vulnerable, for 48 hours. A sudden ripple, a larger creature seeking a snack, and your transformation ends prematurely, swallowed whole. You successfully break the surface. You anchor yourself to the discarded shell of your old life and pull your adult body out into the terrifying, vast, dry world. Your wings are soft, your legs weak. A gust of wind is an apocalypse. A single drop of water on your still drying wing is a death sentence. You take your first flight. You are a female. This is crucial. The males, who only drink nectar, live a simple, few-day existence and die quickly. Your life, however, will be a perpetual, bloody, terrifying hunt. Your entire mission is to develop your eggs, and for that, you need one specific, precious nutrient: blood. You are driven by a cocktail of chemical signals: the scent of lactic acid and fatty acids, the warmth of a mammal, the massive, pulsing, unmistakable plume of carbon dioxide from a living thing's breath. You follow this signal to the source: a creature that is a million times your size, a mountain of meat and blood, and a constant, existential threat. You navigate the air, fighting the constant, invisible walls of poison: DEET, citronella, permethrin. These are powerful, synthetic death clouds that repel and confuse your tiny, fragile nervous system. You press on, because the genetic imperative to lay your eggs outweighs the certainty of risk. You land softly on the skin. You search for a capillary. You deploy your proboscis: not a single needle, but a devastatingly complex bundle of 6 sharp instruments. To saw through the skin, to hold the tissue apart, one guides your saliva, and the 6th, your labrum, searches for blood.
You inject your saliva, a potent anticoagulant. This chemical is your signature, the substance that causes the intense itch and the universal hatred of your species. You are a parasite, a germ vector, a small, flying pest, and you know you have mere seconds before the colossal host recognizes your presence. The blood flows. You are filling up, becoming heavy and slow. You are engorged. You are clumsy. You are at your most vulnerable halfway through your meal. A shadow moves. A sudden thunderous sound. A massive pink hand descends from the sky like a meteor, and the world goes black. Your body is instantly crushed into a smear of your own life and the stolen blood of your host. If you are lucky, you survive the feeding. You fly away, heavy and slow, carrying your precious cargo. You find a damp, dark place to rest. You spend the next 2 days metabolizing the blood into 200 perfect eggs. You drop them one by one into another dirty puddle. Mission complete. But your life is not over. You need another meal for the next batch. You fly again. You're only a week old, yet your wings are already frayed, your legs scratched. You are a ghost, a flying syringe, driven by a biological debt. You didn't get swatted. You didn't get zapped by the electric lamp. You just got cold. The temperature drops by a few degrees. You're cold-blooded. Tiny body slows down, your muscles cease to function. You land on a windowsill, too weak to move. You starve, you freeze, or you simply run out of energy. Your entire existence, a brief, brutal, bloody 3 weeks, is over, mourned by no one, your memory a fleeting, forgotten itch. That's why it sucks to be born as a mosquito. And that's it. That's the entire brutal biography. 3 weeks of pure, unrelenting, microscopic hell. We spend our entire lives running from shadows, fighting the surface tension, and dodging the world's most advanced chemical defenses. You look at us and you think pest. You think nuisance. You think, I wish this thing would just die. But you don't stop to think about how exhausting it is to be the thing you hate. Our existence is a single, agonizing, biologically mandated chore. We aren't doing this for fun. We're doing it because our ovaries demand it. The burden of biology. The male gets off easy. He sips flower nectar, hums a gentle tune, and dies a calm, natural death in a few days. He's a tourist. But for the female, the one with the debt, she's a flying, blood-fueled war machine who knows every single flight might be her last. Think about it. Your entire life's ambition is reduced to a single, terrifying, 1-second act. You have to land on a sleeping giant. You have to thread 6 microscopic surgical tools into their flesh. You have to pump in a foreign chemical, a signature that guarantees their rage, just so you can drink their essential life source. And you have to do all of that before the thunderclap of the hand descends and turns your whole body into a red stain on a white sheet. The odds are astronomical. The world is literally coated in poison designed to stop you. Every light source is a death trap. Every living creature is a potential predator. Your success rate is so impossibly low that your only answer is brute force reproduction. You have to produce 200 eggs at a time, just to ensure that 2 or 3 of your lineage might make it to their first successful blood meal. The price of a bite. And what's your reward for surviving? You get to fly to a dirty, forgotten tire or a discarded plastic cup filled with contaminated water. You lay your precious cargo in a place that has a 99% chance of drying up or getting washed out or getting devoured by your neighbors. You get no rest, no praise, and no retirement. You get to fly again. You are a creature of relentless pressure. You are chased by your hunger, pursued by humans, and you are literally driven by the temperature of the air. Your engine is a tiny biological process that simply stops when it gets too cold. You don't get to retreat to a nice home. You fall out of the sky and land on a dirty windowsill, your wings stiffening, your muscles seizing up. Your life flickers out, not with a bang, but with a slow, pathetic metabolic failure.
Universal Hatred vs Biological Imperative.
We are the only creature on this planet whose presence is universally met with an instinctual primal desire for extermination. You don't try to reason with us. You don't marvel at the incredible complexity of our 6-part proboscis. You don't appreciate the thousands of miles we fly in our short lives. You just want us gone. And you are right to want us gone. But I ask you, which is worse? Being a creature that is universally hated and hunted, whose every success is met with your itchy, furious retaliation? Or being the creature that has to live that life? A life that is nothing but the unavoidable biological demand to risk instant annihilation just to pass on a genetic code you'll never even see completed? So the next time you hear that tiny, infuriating, high-pitched whine buzzing around your ear, remember, that's the sound of desperation. That's the sound of a mother, an inch from death, trying to save her future. That's why, out of everything on this planet, it truly sucks to be born as a mosquito.